What's up, guys? My name's David. I go by Scout. I am doing a review today on the Futuristic Lights Atoms Microlights. Before I get into the review, I wanted to say whenever I bought them, they came out around the same time as all of the other flagship premium glove set models from the other competitors. And I got to buy all the new toys when they come out, so I bought them all. The Atoms were the only lights that lived up to the hype and expectation that I had created for them out of the box. The way that they performed was phenomenal and are still performing. Um, I love them. But anyway, so I'm going to get into the review. I don't have them with me, so I can't really show you much, but I'm going to explain some of the features and like my favorite stuff about them, why I love them so much. And what makes them a great light or good option for you if you're in the market or curious about the Atoms in general. The biggest thing that stuck out to me is the chip-to-chip 2.0 communication. It's better than the 1.0. You don't have to get as close, and they all communicate really well, chips wise. If you're not familiar with chip-to-chip communication, it makes programming potentially really easy. You can program one micro light and transfer that slot or the whole set to all of your other lights, which is awesome and really time efficient, and it spoils the crap out of you. Be warned, you won't want to program without chip to chip again. I've definitely been spoiled from it. But that also opens up the door for like sharing your slot or your entire glove set. You can share it with your homies if you want to. The other thing too, with the programming, the color palette, you got 38 colors. All the colors are vivid. They're really nice. It's a great color palette. The purple, green, teal, and pink are my favorites, but those are always my favorite colors if you can't tell. They're all good though, and the colors actually on the programming, when you're going through the colors, there's a feature on it where if you skip a color, like you go over it, you don't have to go round robin around the whole color wheel again. You can actually flick the light and it'll go back a color, so that's really sweet. Um, the other thing with the chip to chip communication, if you want a whole extra glove set, like with another 7 modes on it, all you have to do is buy an extra light. So you can essentially keep an extra with a whole different set on it, a whole different 7 modes on it, and then you can take one of your lights out of your glove and swap it out with the one that you've got set aside, and then just transfer all your modes to transfer that whole chip to all of them. And then you've got the one that you just switched from, you've got that to do the same thing with whenever you want to. If you want to, you can actually get as many as you want, to have a bunch of extra glove sets basically laying around in single chips. And a great way to do that, if you want more than one, you can buy one of the fidget spinners that fit the Atoms. They hold 3 lights in them, and they're a great way to carry them around at festies or shows or whatever. And you can basically, if you do that, you can have like 28 modes for glove sets with you at all times, which is sweet. And then other thing about them, the accelerometers are buttery smooth. The transitions are awesome. My favorite thing about them is the sandbox switch mode. The way I program some of my stuff, you can't even tell that it's changing. Period. No matter how you program it, they're just buttery smooth. The blending on them is awesome. The meta mode is also one of my favorite modes on there because I had the meta mode kinetics and I loved those. I love the meta mode on it. So to have meta mode back again I'm nostalgic about it, and I love meta mode. And you can program, like, I think it's like 15 colors on certain ones, and other ones you can program 9. Like 15 colors is crazy. I did like a rainbow meta mode that was 15 colors, and it looked awesome. Anyways, other than that though, the battery life is phenomenal. I was actually shocked on the battery life whenever I put fresh bats in, and I went all too long without changing them, and they still stayed kicking. Like, the battery life is great on them. Very efficient chips for sure. The other thing about them, if you're in the market for a new glove set, you're just curious about the Atoms and want to see what they're about, I would highly recommend trying them. You're not going to be disappointed. If you are, I'd be really surprised. And if you're not really wanting to spend that much money, you can always try out the Ions. I don't have them, but I've got a bunch of homies that do, and they're a phenomenal burner set for if you're going to a show that doesn't allow lights at it, you think your stuff's going to get took, or you just don't want to spend that much money on a pair of gloves. They've got the chip-to-chip 1.0 on them. The randomizer's cool. And they're basically the most feature-packed microlight that's an entry-level price that you can find on the market. You're not going to get that many features anywhere else, at least from my knowledge and from what I know them to have. That's pretty much all I've got, though. If you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, feel free to contact me. My Facebook page is Scout Glover / Light Show Artist. The Facebook hyperlink is at Scout the Fractal. If you type that in the search bar on Facebook, you can find my page. If you want to, you can drop me a like, peep my videos. If you want me to do any more reviews or have any questions, hit me up. I hope this video helped you out a little bit. One thing I forgot to mention about Futuristic Lights as a company, not necessarily any of their products specifically, but they have been pioneers and in the gloving industry since they became a company. They've been innovating since their Kickstarter campaign, which I've been a fan of the company since their Kickstarter, which they brought accelerometers into the world of gloving. And I can't thank them enough for that. On top of that, then they brought the chip-to-chip communication, which is phenomenal, and makes a lot of possibilities happen. And I can't wait to see what they come up with next. It's definitely a company that you can trust to go to for products, and they're always going to come out with newer, cooler toys that have new features on them that are awesome. And I definitely would recommend them. At least give them a shot, see what's up, you know. But that's all I've got. Thank you for your time.